Commonwealth Crate Diggers, dealer's choice episode. Joe has some new stuff to show. Chris, well, you just never know. It's all about.
Hi everyone, welcome to the live stream. It is Sunday. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the Commonwealth Crate Diggers here on YouTube. Tonight, he's back again. It's my sidekick, the man, the myth, and the legend. It is Racer Joe.
Good day. What happened to the intro? It stopped. I mean, did you stop? It wasn't that friggin' long. It was long. No, you didn't stop? Oh, I thought you did. It was longer, but it wasn't that long. Anyway. That's fine.
So it wouldn't be a live stream without some hiccups. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll play it again later.
Yeah, just to give you that intro. Our special guest this evening is one of my favorite people on the planet. It is Richard from Richard's Vinyl Tap House. Welcome back, mate.
Thank you. Thank you for having me again, and love being on here.
So this week, Joe, do you want to explain exactly what's going on?
I don't know what's going on. Okay, yeah. Well, really, that is the case actually, because there's nothing specific. That's why it's called dealer's choice. It is show some new stuff, show some old stuff, show whatever the heck you want. That's what we're here for. So it was kind of the opportunity to just pick whatever you like. Nothing specific, nothing drilled down to a topic by any means. You know, not that we always necessarily follow the topics all that well. Anyway, we try sometimes, but yeah, I got a bunch of new stuff that I haven't shown before. I'm not sure what you came up with. I don't know if you've got any new stuff in the last little while. Yeah, that's it.
No comment.
Yeah, no comment. and I have no idea what Richard's going to show. So that's our plan for today. Is just three dudes hanging out. One going on vacation, and then two cool dudes just hanging out with the guy going on vacation. I wasn't supposed to be here today, but then my wife reminded me in my old senile ways that no, we're not leaving till tomorrow, Joe. So you can do your little dog and pony show. Have fun. See you later.
Go and have some fun with your friends for a few hours.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Joe, how's the shop been doing there, mate? How's things?
You know what? I said it last week. It helps when you put about 1,000 new albums out in the last 3 weeks. It brings people into the shop. It really does. You know, we've still got a bunch of older stuff that has been around for a while that's still very good. But, you know, you throw out a bunch of new stuff and it just brings people in. It's been very steady, not crazy. It's never going to be crazy. You know, the only time you have an insane day is if you do it one day pop up and you just sell a whole bunch that day, because you really do bring everybody together at that point. They're in a little bit of a frenzy. They've got their cash that they're going to spend. So those are the crazy days. We had a really crazy day when we had the big collection of the well-known folks that used to have the audio shop here in town, and a lot of people came as a bit of a memoriam for them. Even that day was just to kind of celebrate them. There was a lot of folks that knew what they had in their collection that were eager to look through that collection. So that was a crazy day. But for the most part, it's been steady, and I hope I've left it in good hands. The guys are there, and everything's kind of in order and ready to go. And then, you know what? There's another 1,000 in the back to keep me busy when I get back. So, yeah, it's good. It's good.
Knowing your luck, all the customers will wait for you to come back.
Yeah, maybe they might. That's okay. That's all right. Yeah, I don't mind. You know what? I mean, I want people to keep going in, but if that happens, that happens. That's fine too. So.
Richard, you've been traveling.
Yeah, I have been traveling, and quite literally for the first time in almost a decade that I finally got out. And yeah, Buffalo MGK weekend was an absolute experience. I know a lot of videos are already posting. I did one myself. It was a great trip. The weather was a little wonky. It improved steadily as the weekend went on. But, you know, the meeting up experience of meeting up with a group of, you know, musically minded folks, if you will, from everywhere. We had David Atkinson from the UK. We had Canadian folks came down. FVA, Romwald came down. Yeah, the people from all over the States. So it was a really good time, met some great people, had a great experience. It was a lot of fun.
How did you find the prices? I know you had money off in certain stores that you went to, but how did you compare to where you are to the kind of prices you were paying down with the guys?
I'm going to say it depends on where we went. So
Okay.
Revolver Records was very much like my local Twisted Shout, similarly priced. But then this place called Black Dots, and I think every video that you'll see from the MGK thing talks about Black Dots. They were a massive blowout sale. Anything under $10 was half off. And then Mike, MGK Boston in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We're like, what? Had arranged a discount up front. So we came into this place and we're just like, what? Yeah, I bought like 4 or 5 records and my whole bill came under $10.
That's good.
So could not complain about that at all. It was like buying really good quality used vinyl at thrift store prices. It was amazing. And then I found a very small local shop in Buffalo called Out There Records that I fell in love with because they had like entire discographies of shoegaze bands and psych bands. I told Trevor from Flat Round and Spun, about that one because they had heavy metal and hardcore punk that he would be just like drooling over. So he wants to go there next year. Hopefully he can go. Hopefully I go back. I wouldn't mind going again.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, now you've got the bug for it.
Yeah, a bit of a bug. And this was, I was in kind of nervous travel mode because I had not done a trip on this level in years. And Denver International Airport had just overhauled everything. So it was like walking into a place I'd never been and then going to a city that I'd never been. So it was an adventure. That's the word.
Well, I think probably by the time you got to the Denver airport, you could have just came up and visited me. You're almost at the border already anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you were halfway to Buffalo or something. So, no, that's awesome. That's good. And again, so back to the question earlier from Chris, it really did vary from store to store. Like if you saw the same albums, it varied from store to store depending on, how much other stuff they had going on or was there a defining factor? Again, if you saw, let's say you saw an album at store A and store B, was there much difference or?
No. And I would say like, especially new stuff was comparably priced to what I would see here in Denver. And I know the Canadians coming down were like, wow, this is cheap compared to how much it would be in Toronto. I totally get that. But, I would, especially in terms of new stuff, it was very similarly priced. Used stuff was a very different game. Revolver Records is interesting because they're a chain in Buffalo and they have a massive stock. So you go through their used stuff and you might see 3 or 4 of the same title and they're all priced differently. And I'm kind of going, depending on. Here's the neat thing about both Revolver and Black Dots. And I call it Blue Dots, Black Dots. Both of them have bars in the store. Yeah. So you want to have a drink and enjoy. And we did. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember some videos from last year where that was the case. I think they went maybe to the same shop. But yeah, and I've contemplated that as well. Maybe not necessarily a bar because that can add some, but even coffee houses, you're seeing that more and more these days. And I've attested to it, or I've talked about it before. The store could not survive necessarily on its own. It's surviving. It's doing well because it's within something else. So if you throw a coffee shop, record store together, or a bar or an arcade, that's ultimately, for me, that's what I'm shooting for, is that half the place is old pinball machines and the other half is selling records, and then just leave me there and I'll sleep on a cot in the back. But so I think you're seeing that more and more. That was a trend that started to happen with arcades in the last little while, calling them barcades. There's a great one in Denver called the One Up, which is really, really good. been there. And but I think you're starting to see that even in Montreal when we were there. We didn't go, but there's but it was a kind of a high end lounge, so it was all the Calixes up against the wall. So you would go and you could pick, and in turn your album would get played while you sat there and had a beverage. And again, I think there's coffee shops that are doing that as well. So it's just nice to see different places opening up that you're able to find vinyl or you're able to share it with other people. I know that Alex has kind of got some deal going on. He's partnered with a local brewery that he's doing his beer and vinyl, and they've done that here. There's a place called Rebellion Brewing that we've done some stuff with before. So it's good. It's not just us old guys sitting in our basement listening to our records anymore. There's opportunity just to get out there and share it with other people versus this, which is perfectly fine and great as well, right? So you can't really hang out with everybody from Denver, Regina, and Tenby in Wales in any local place, but it's so there's just lots and lots of ways to get together now and listen to the music, which is the bottom line, right? Is to enjoy people's company and listen to the music. So
100%.
So this week I went to a record fair Saturday morning. I was there at 9:30. Doors didn't open until 10. Went in there, same dealers, and the other stuff was charity shop rubbish. It was just so disappointing, mate. They built this up to being, oh yeah, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be great. Got there, it's the same kind of stuff, overpriced, and then the rest of the stuff wasn't great.
Yeah.
And I said to Liz last time, I was like, I'm not doing fairs anymore unless I go with David Atkinson and a few others. But apart from that, I think I'm done with the smaller ones because it's the same guys just traveling around Wales, just doing the same shows. And I get it, they've got to make a living and the rest of it. But like, I thought myself, I could do a stand beer because I'm doing a purge. The stuff I got, they haven't got. And I was thinking, maybe. But then I went to a record store in Haverford, picked up 3 albums. Go check out the video.
Yep.
Very cool. Spoke to the owner. Really cool guy, really chatty, good with recommendations. The prices were really, really good. There's an album I'm going to show, my first one, which on Amazon was going for £25, and I think I picked it up for 11. So that I said your price is really good. He goes, yes, I do that on purpose because I shift more stock.
Yeah. It's an easy concept, right? But so
he said that he's probably making the same money, overall, but he's shifting more stock.
Sure, that's like prices at sporting events. Bring the sporting event prices down. You're going to have more people there. You're going to fill the stadium. They're going to buy all the other stuff that's going on. But anyway, that's not why we're here. So these guys that are continuing to go on, like I know that there's some guys that I do a little bit with. I hadn't for a while, but I've started to do it again. It just helps promote the store. I know that there's guys out there. They rotate their stock a little bit as well. They don't always bring, but these guys, it sounds like some of them are just bringing the same. And if they haven't gotten anything new, it's the same stuff they had last time. I guess they're there to play to the folks that haven't been to the other ones, I suppose, right?
Yeah, it's just, and I just found that the stuff they're rotating is stuff that they bought off people who've gone to the record fair, and it's just rubbish. It's not good stuff. It's kind of, your Fleetwood Market or your charity shop kind of stuff that the covers are completely beat up. And sometimes, you get it. If the cover's completely beat up but the record sounds good, that's fair enough, as long as they tell you. But I'm just going to go off on one slightly here because this drives me up the freaking wall. Stop packing them so tight in the boxes where you can't get to them.
Yeah, that's them just being lazy because they don't want to haul more boxes in. No, I learned that a long time ago. I think maybe I did it at one show where, again, I was being lazy and I put too much in, and it was like people were getting pissed off. They'd start to flip and it would just be a pain in the ass. So carry more boxes, find a different way to do it, get a wheeler. There's lots of ways to do it, but it's I get you 100%. And I try and do that even at the shop because there's record stores you will go into as well. And they're trying to put so much out there, and you get about this much room between the albums, and it's just ridiculous. But
The other thing I found, I don't know if you found this, you guys in the States and Canada, but I found a lot more of these fairs now. They've got 2 or 3 cubes on a big table, and the rest of the stuff they're selling like fake T-shirts of different bands.
Yeah.
So obviously they're making more money from the T-shirts, socks, kind of merchandise rather than the actual records. Now, you go to a record fair to buy records,
Yeah.
not T-shirts.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Just
You know,
winds me up.
with that said, though, when I was putting them on, I did take a couple other vendors. It wasn't so much that it was guys that had all of the stuff, but there was a lady that made clocks out of old albums. She had her table just like everybody else, and I've always incorporated. I know I keep talking about it, but I've always tried to incorporate pinball into my music because it always was a thing for me. So I had a guy that had some pinball machines, but I get what you're saying, where it's like, if you're going to focus on something, 90%'s got to be records and 10% can be that other kind of stuff as well. So, because there's call for it, and it's the right place to sell clocks made out of records for a certain extent. So, but it's tough. It's tough to know what to take to. And for those in the comments, we'll get to you in a sec. It's tough to know what to take to these fairs as well, because you don't know who's going to come for sure. So do you take all of your obscure, oh my God, holy moly wall stuff and maybe sell 1 or 2 of them? Or do you take a box of Fleetwood Mac rumors? And to be honest, you take a box of Fleetwood Mac rumors to a lot of those shows, and then you say, you know what, but I've also got a whole bunch of other stuff. Here's where to find me. Because most of the time at the pop-ups, folks are looking for the meat and potato stuff. Not always, but there's part of that as well. It just depends. And then you get diehards like yourself that go in and are looking for the other stuff, not the meat and potatoes. So it's a tough balancing act, a little bit of what to take. But whatever you take, don't squish them all in the same goddamn box, right?
And I never want to see Pink Floyd anymore at these record fairs. It's been overdone. Queen's been overdone. It's you got the regular. I call them the regular suspects. But you had youngsters going in. I didn't see any Taylor Swifts. I didn't see any Billie Eilish for sales. I didn't see, and then it went from kind of Pink Floyd and the regular suspects to full on 1960s prog. And I'm thinking, is that 14 to 16-year-old going to know about 60s prog? They may. In my mind, I'm going, I could do one of the guys, where's Queen and where's this? They're not looking at the prog stuff. So, I don't know.
It's
rant over.
Yeah, well, we could go on with that for a while and go back and forth, actually. So, because I'm on both sides of that, right? That's the thing, is because when I go, there's stuff I know I want to look for and things like that. And then when I go and I'm selling, there's stuff I want to sell. Anyway, hello, Adrian. Nice to see you as always. Adrian, the only person that actually says hi to everyone on the panel, not just Chris. So, so there you go. Oh, wait, that's not true. I meant from previous episodes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello. And Tim, how are you? Lads, caught you on a live stream. Finally, hope to run into you guys one of these days. I'm off to see Weird Al. Just wanted to say hi. That should be a great show. I saw Al, I don't know, 7 years ago now, and I know he's out there and he's still having fun and doing it. And it is a fantastic show. You know exactly what you're going to get from Weird Al. There's going to be a little accordion. There's going to be some parody songs. But overall, he's always got a great band. He's always got great backup singers. He still sounds good. You'll have fun. It'll be great. I'd go see Weird Al again tomorrow. I enjoyed it. So
cool. Very cool. Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. We are 19 minutes in and we haven't shown anything yet. So
yeah, that's right. We talked about stuff, right? So it's good.
We actually covered records, so that's pretty cool. So
we did.
Let's go with our special guest first. It is Richard from Richard's Vinyl Tap House. So over to you, mate.
Well, Chris specifically asked that I show records to expand his palette musically, I guess. And I went one step further. I pulled a bunch of different genres of a bunch of different records that I play a lot over. So they're tried and true. It's not, the latest, cool thing or whatever. So, where should we start? How about Of course, all these are sleeved because I forgot to take them all out, but it's a pain to put them back in. But this guy, Bob Mould, and this guy will show up again as we go on. But Bob Mould is, singer, songwriter, head of the former trio that was, dominated the punk infrastructure in the 80s of Husker Du, and has since been in Sugar and done years and years of solo albums. This is kind of a compilation of all of the best of his solo years, and it's really quite a banger of an overall album. And my experimental lighting is betraying me slightly, but
That's fine.
some tracks on there anyway. Yeah, I mean, the guy has been doing solo albums since the late 80s when Husker Du imploded. But Wishing Well, See a Little Light was a single that was fairly huge on the MTV circuit. His mid-years stuff into the 90s, Paralyzed, Circles, Hoover Dam is from Sugar. It's a really good kind of retrospective of, I could just someone say Bob Mould. Hi, Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Yeah,
I was waiting. I was waiting till you were looking at the screen before I put it up there. So yeah, there you go.
You are a smart man. But yeah, Bob Mould has been one of my musical heroes. And I was kind of reluctant to pick up a compilation album of songs I've had for years and years. But it's really solid as, if I just want to sit down and hear a bunch of Bob songs without changing a bunch of records, here you go. Double album, fairly inexpensive and easy to find. So yeah, number one, Bob Mould. The compilation is called Distortion, the best of 89 to 2019. Excellent.
Greatest hits then.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He is. There's some guys that are just there to play music and pick up chicks. There's a lot of that. Bob is not that. Bob is a student of the music. I watched something with him a little while ago, and again, he was probably there to play the music and pick up whomever he wanted to pick up, right? But you could just tell it was Trackstar, I think, was one of the things I was watching, and he was talking to Jack, and they were just going through all the stuff and the people that influenced him, and then the people that he was fairly certain that he influenced as well. And there's a lot on both of those lists, I think, which is kind of cool. So, and you would know much better. I'm a fan, but I know very little, especially compared to yourself or the young lady that's in the comments as well, who's going to know that much more about him. But just a student of music, and there's guys like that. And again, there's lots of guys and or gals that aren't like that, and that's perfectly fine as well. But it's cool to run into and watch some stuff with some of these people, and just to hear again their influences, and then the young artists that have been influenced by them that then they've talked to, and we played this show with these guys and they were so excited to be, and then I was excited to be playing with them, and that. So very cool, good stuff.
And if you ever get a chance to meet this man, he is the most humble, gracious person with his time. Signed everything. I have a lot of Bob Mould signed things.
It's good.
That photo right up there that I took. But yeah, great man, great musician. I will follow him until his dying days.
Perfect. That's awesome. That's great. Here you go, Chris. There's your dealer. Has come and joined us for a little bit.
It's a hell of a dealer to have. Thank you, Rob. Maybe we'll talk about this because I've got a lot of stuff to purge.
There you go.
I've sold, I think, in the last week. I've used Vinted. I don't know if that's the thing in America. Have you got Vinted? Okay. So I've sold 20 albums this week. As soon as Liz is putting them on, they're selling within minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just trying to make space because we haven't really got that much space kind of in the back room. I could add, but she's not entirely happy with that. But so because she's got a piano there, she's got a cello there, she's got the woodwind, she's kind of, well, you've both seen the pictures, but it's kind of, so I've gone a bit crazy over the last couple of years and stuff I'm never going to listen to again. So I thought, well, let's just sell it and get the Bruce Springsteen 9 LP.
Perfect.
There you go. There you go. Yes, Rob, we will talk. But going back to the record phase, I could probably sell it straight away. The stuff that I'm got. I'm not getting really greatest hits. Don't be ridiculous, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's right. Let's keep this in perspective now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So I will go next. Let's talk about some pussy. So this is Fantastic Cat. I don't know if anybody's heard of this band.
I
No?
Yeah, you know I have, and it's on order. It'll be here when I come back from holidays. So
So I had to do a quick Apple Music on this one. This is down as alternative indie music. They are from New York, America. They're like a sense of humor kind of band. So there's the front. Sorry, Joe, there's no gatefold in this one.
That's okay.
There's the back. Easy listening. I think you'd enjoy this, Rich. Very much Sunday morning listening to.
Okay, so it's like laid back, just
Yeah,
that's a vibe to it.
yeah. It's good. And Liz actually likes it. She's like, that's quite cool, actually. This just came on black vinyl. I've got to change this paper inner sleeve. Companies, stop doing this. It's ridiculous. So you got tracks in here. Donnie takes the bus.
Cool.
I don't know if Donnie's the cat, but he took the bus.
Maybe.
The waiting room, elevator, don't let go. How's it working out? Good song on here is Back in the Beginning. I spoke to God a lot last year.
Wow.
Mona, be still. No goddamn way. Lucy, turn off the lights and nobody better. So, yes, there you go.
Read that one and see who it's from. So
One thing I put up. Yeah, okay.
no sense of humor, dang it. So speaking
It is
of
cool.
guys,
It is really cool though. It is a good album, Sunday morning album, kind of listening, alternative indie, like I said. It's kind of funny lyrics, so yeah, I think you would enjoy that, Rich. That actually looks like Charlie, our cat, as well. That's the face he makes when he's hungry. So there you go. That was Fantastic Cat, and the album is called Cat Out of Hell. So there you go.
very nice.
That was my first pickup. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, it's on order. I listened to, I don't know if you sent me one song or if you just said
Yeah.
listen to the band and whatever I listened to first. Yeah, that sounds good. So I have a bit of the luxury of going to my supplier and going, is it in stock? Yeah, it's in stock and ship. So that's kind of nice too. But yeah, looking forward to that because I think that'll be good overall. I listened to one song. I after I decided, case I'm gonna get this, I didn't want to listen to the rest. I want to hear it when I put it on and listen to it. So looking forward to it. So
it was quite a good hype sticker as well. Let me just make myself big. This is quite funny actually. So how about that for a hype sticker?
nice. Well, there you go. That's exactly what you're shooting for. So that's good.
There you go. There you go. Right. We've got up in comments. Over to you then, Joe.
Yeah, we're caught up. While I have a second, make sure you go and watch Mark Morris's latest video because he got some VCLT that he talked a little bit about here last week. So it's interesting to see what he thought when he was talking to us. And I can't remember if that was on camera or off camera, but then it was off camera. But it's good. So go and watch Mark's latest video because it's very good. All right. I'm going to start with a band that I didn't talk about last week, but I had seen. I went back-to-back shows a couple of nights. One night was Steve Earle, and then the night before was a band out of Canada called Big Wreck. Now, arguably out of Canada because when they first started, Ian Thornley is Canadian, but everybody else, he was going to school in, I think, in Michigan, or he might have been going somewhere in Boston. I'm not sure. Started up a band. So 3 of the 5 or 3 of the 4 were American. 1 was Canadian. It's kind of like the band, but in reverse. Anyway, with all of that said, I consider them Canadian. I think he considers them Canadian. And there's been a bunch of lineup changes as well. So with that said, this is the Albatross. This is not their first album. Their first album's over there, but this is one that I picked up at the show. And this is the 2012 hit album. So good Lord, it's odd to me, some of the albums that are coming to be 20 years or 15 years old. It's just like, oh my God, I feel older and older all the time. But with that said, first time on vinyl, these guys, Big Rec, were the Record Store Day Canada ambassadors a couple of years ago, and this is a Record Store Day special edition from a few years ago. I'm actually going to show you this one because it's kind of cool. I like these. Is it lenticular? No, lenticular is like the Stones, right? Die cut. Yeah. That's what this one is. This one's a die cut. So you can see a little bit more. You get a little bit of glow off of your monitor from it. But then the inside, you can change it. You could have that if you wanted to be, or you can have that if you wanted it to be, or whatever. So in the end, it's the music, but a cool package. Things that sound dirty but aren't. But a nice looking package is not a bad thing either. I see you smiling in the background. Yeah, there you are. Again, things that sound dirty but aren't. Cool silver and black. Yeah, I'm going to touch the record. I'll figure it out later. I know, I got it. I sing them every time. Anyway, nice silver and black. But listen to these guys. The guy is, I've been having this conversation a few times with folks this week. He's not an underrated guitar player. He's a lesser known, fantastic guitar player. So I'm not sure if that counts as underrated or not, because I think those that know. There's a great interview with him that Rick Beato did a few years ago. You should go and watch. I highly recommend. They get into the weeds, though. Sometimes Rick really gets into it with the guys that want to get into it with them. So it's pretty cool. But phenomenal guitar player and a fantastic voice. I actually picked up a couple that I didn't have that were at the show. So that's another. Grace Street is the title of that one. I think that's just a black vinyl, not that matters. But phenomenal voice as well. And I can't remember the story of back in the day, but he was either in the running instead of Scott Weiland or to replace Scott Weiland when he died in Velvet Revolver. And if you know Thornley's voice, he would have been perfect. I heard a Velvet Revolver song yesterday and then kind of put the two together and went, oh man, that would have been very good. He's a very, very strong vocalist, great guitar player. And he wouldn't have, if you have Slash in the band, you don't really need another guitar player, but he would have fit right in. So just really, really good. Check them out if you're not familiar with Canadian / American, whatever. Well, I'm going to take credit for them. Big Rec. In Loving Memory is early, and that was kind of the bigger hit stuff. Albatross 2012, again, had a couple things on it, but they just continue to put out good, solid music. And if you get a chance to see them live, which you may, I don't know. They travel around. They still play all the time. So if you get a chance to see them, go and see them because you won't be disappointed in both. The band is a very, very solid. Drummer's fantastic, in fact, but great vocals, great guitar, good songwriting, but very, very loud. They love to play loud, like 11 loud, but clean. So it's good. It's okay. If it's clean and loud, that's fine. If it's loud and shitty sounding, that's a different story. Yeah. But highly recommend Big Rec. So there you go.
It's a band's name, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's right here, so I'll just show it. So that's the debut from a while ago. Happens to be autographed as well. But in loving memory of the Oath, that song were kind of the two bigger ones, whether they were international or not. I know they got a little bit of play in the States for sure, just because again there was they were kind of, are they Canadian, are they American? But so it's good stuff, really good. And if you get a chance, I highly recommend you go see them live for sure. So there you go.
Cool. Okay.
Let's do this. Yeah, you got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. And the next one's gonna make you laugh. Hang on. As a man of 64 last April, 15 or 20 years doesn't seem that long ago. No, it doesn't, mate.
Yeah. Now do the one that you were actually going to do and I interrupted you. So yeah, there you go. Chris, you're commenting on your own stream. What the hell are you doing, man? Pay attention to what we're saying here. Yeah.
It's because I've got premium.
Yeah. I there's a lot of people I look forward to meeting, but Liz is one to just explain why she hangs out with you. That I just You know, I mean, I know the same can be said for Joanne. I completely get that, but so
I keep saying to her, just keep taking the drugs and I'll keep loving you.
exactly. Very nice. Yeah, very nice. So, all right, there you go.
So yeah, yes, good. Okay, so we will move on. Back around. It's over to you, Rich.
Oh, round two. All right, let's go to Buffalo, which was the last pickup that I picked up at that little niche store that I
Yeah.
keep forgetting the name of. It'll come to me in like an hour because that's how it works.
It's fine.
A band from the UK. This is a band called Deary. It is dream pop, shoegazy. Chris, I know you love Sunday 1994.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, this is very similar, and it has that breezy vocal thing. I call this a mix of Slow Dive and Cocteau Twins and put it in a blender. This is what comes out. I've followed
Yeah.
these guys for a couple of years, and they've done 2 EPs that I had to order from the UK to cost a small fortune. This is their debut album. It's called Birding, and it is very good. It's kind of an extension of what they were doing with the EPs, with that kind of ethereal, hushed vocal, smooth. There's a song called Fairground, which is absolutely stellar. That's their first EP. The second one came out last year called Aurelia. Beautiful little EP. I think it's like 4 or 5 songs on that. But this is their first full-length album, and this may well be in my top 10 for the year already, and I've only had it for a week. Yeah, gorgeous. Came on very pretty, kind of light blue vinyl. Had I ordered this from the UK, it would have easily cost me over $50. I got this in the 30s, so I was happy to pay that because I saw it and I went, "Is this the new one from Deary?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I just got it. Mine." Mine. I don't care. I will find a place to put this in my suitcase. It's coming home with me. And it did. So yeah, great album from UK's newer part of newer element of dream pop and shoegaze acts that are coming out and tickling my ears, if you will. But great album from them.
You just triggered my brain then, because I think Steve Carlson showed that this morning, funny enough.
He did. Yeah. In fact, I posted it on my MGK video, and he sent me a message like, "Hey, I was just and he paid a small for it because he had to get it from the UK." So yeah, it's on Bandcamp. Stream it from wherever you can. But it's a really good addition. I've bought very few brand new albums from 2026 so far. That was one of them, and I'm glad I did.
Okay,
Excellent.
cool. Yeah, he was saying that because he arrived and it was damaged, wasn't it? Was that the one? I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Listen to this, Joe. You're gonna love this bit. I think wherever you ordered it from, I think it was maybe Amazon or wherever it came from, they put it in a paper bag.
Really? Just a paper bag, eh? Yeah. Well, this will probably be fine. Maybe we'll throw a little tape on it. Hold the bag
The
together.
corners were like that.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are lots and lots of places to go and find the proper way to ship these things. Yet there's
You
places
think?
that still aren't. It's ridiculous. So,
No.
oh well. Oh well.
Right. I'm gonna keep on the British bandwagon again. A new band to me that I'm absolutely loving at the moment. Richard's gonna know. Yeah, I know that. So
Maybe.
Steve Carlson put me onto this band, and I knew nothing about them. He came on my live stream with Rob, David, and Morton a few weeks ago, and he said that this is his favorite album this year. And I will agree, it's probably in my top 5 that I picked up this year. I didn't do a blind buy. I streamed it, and I was like, yeah, I'd enjoy that. And it is the Molotovs.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that. Yeah, just a couple, right? Isn't it just them? Yeah.
They're from London, England. It's down as rock. I don't know what the hell Apple Music are describing genres behind, but I put it down as kind of maybe an indie kind of rock duo. but it's really good. Can I touch on the Smiths here?
Yeah.
I'd say that kind of theme going on. But yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. I'll show you. There's no gatefold. Sorry, Joe. There's no gatefold tonight. I don't know the hell's going on. Where's all my money going?
Yeah,
But yeah, and this came on a kind of nice blue vinyl. So there you go.
Remember right? They're like super young, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
the guy's like 17 or something, and she's a little bit older than that.
Yeah. There's 6 tracks on each side, which is perfect for me. It's not too long, it's not too short. It's kind of like in between that sweet spot that I do enjoy. So yeah, kind of think the Smiths, bit of Morrissey, maybe. Rich, I think you'd really enjoy this. I honestly do. Yeah.
I've heard about it from
Yeah.
Steve Carlson. Andy's Music out in Birmingham mentioned it this morning on his like albums he's picked up since beginning of the year that made his top 10. And I'm like, oh, I've heard of it, but I haven't heard it yet. So
I think this year, when I do my end of year kind of top 10, it's going to be harder this year than ever before, because I've discovered so much more British kind of indie rock, shall we say. I know you're proud of me. I know you are.
about time, dude.
I know. But this is brilliant. Like it's raw, it's indie rock. It's not heavy indie rock, Rich, but it's very upbeat. So I think you'd write this one down. Trust me.
I am.
Yeah.
See, 10.
Yeah.
I'm old
Yeah.
school.
So
there you go.
I know I'm showing a lot of new pickups that I've done, so I may have to cancel my end of month pickups because I'm showing them all now.
Uh-oh.
So there you go, the Molotovs, and that album is called Wasted on Youth. So there you go.
Well, there you go. That means they're wasted on youth, or never mind. I don't know.
Yes, well, you can whatever you want to put there.
Yeah, whatever you like, right? Exactly. Cool.
So there you go.
Very nice. Yeah, no, I've again, I don't know that I've listened to. I'm sure I've listened to clips and snippets of, but I'm going to have to give them a little bit more of a listen. So awesome. That's good.
It's good. It's good to see new music coming out of Britain as well. At last, like instead of like heavy rock or kind of Radiohead depression, it's good to have that kind of. Is that fit? It's good to have that kind of new, kind of soft indie kind of music coming out that it's got the Morrissey touch on it, or the Smiths, so you can see kind of their inspirations there. But highly recommended. I think Joe would enjoy it as well. But definitely, Rich, I think it's right up your alley, mate. Honestly, it's good.
Got it.
Excellent.
Right there.
There you go.
All right. I don't think we have any new comments. I think I put this one up quick, but as a man of 64, yeah, just in case nobody knew how old Mark was. But I love that man. He's awesome. He is in the great part of the VC, that is for sure. So, all right, I'm going to go with an artist that I know I've talked about a lot lately, and I'm not going to talk about her a whole bunch, but it's one that I picked up because that's kind of my theme today. It is one that I did not have from this young lady, Lady Gaga. This is Chromatica. I don't know why I had a look. I knew that's what it was, but I just wanted to show this one next to make up for none of your gatefolds, because it is the special edition and it's a trifold. So
you show off.
So, because you've got no gatefolds, I got trifolds. I have more than trifolds, but that's okay. We'll leave that for later. Not her best album. Well, I was going to say not her best album, not my favorite by her, but wanted to add it to the mix. It's good. It is her. And of course, it's got the complete art package, because that is a big part of what the young lady does. Obviously, that's for her, but a nice big thick booklet that comes along with it. I think this was the special edition as well. A buddy of mine that I wouldn't have thought had this for some reason. I'm not exactly sure. Normally when you show something like that, there's 3 pages. It's also a trifold, but that's from a different time frame and a different magazine. Those of you that know what I'm talking about can put that together. Yeah, I know. There is also and again, I said I wouldn't talk long, and I won't, but there's a whole black and white, not a comic, but it's just some more art from Lady Gaga, because that is what you get. And I think it is actually just black vinyl. It is. So it's nothing special as far as that goes, but cool cover, great art, very much her, but very much her in the dance category versus a little bit more of what she's been doing lately. With the most recent, there was some pop stuff on there. Obviously with Joanne, there was a little bit of everything as well, which is kind of the album that turned me onto and around on her. Again, I was never a massive fan, but after Joanne came out, I really started to dig it a little bit more and dig into it a little bit more. And then of course, seeing her live made a massive difference as well. So there you go, a little Chromatica, one that I've picked up. And I think now the only one I need, other than the one that is insanely priced because it has never come out, is the Fame Monster, and the one that she did for the Joker. I think I didn't bother with that because that didn't, well, if I come across it, great, it'll get added into, then that's becoming more of a collector, which is not what I try and be, but because I don't know how much I would enjoy that. This I enjoyed still, but as I point down to where I put it, but anyway, there you go. Another Lady Gaga, and that will be not the last time I talk about her, because I've become not a super fan, but I have become a very big fan. And I really do enjoy her work. I know she still gets written off as a whack job by some, not everyone. But you know, I mention that and they go, why the hell do you like her? And then I say, well, you got to listen a little bit. You got to listen a little bit better, or you got to go see her, because once you see her, that cemented the fandom for me anyway. So
I think that's a lot of people write off Lady Gaga for being sort of not contrived. I think she's proved herself over the last, however many albums.
Yes, yeah,
she is an artist, a true artist, and not just a flash in the pan. She's like the modern day Madonna with lasting power, and so I have massive respect for her.
And a lot of I'll answer this first. For me, it's Joanne again, just because that's the one that finally kind of made me realize that, this is an artist I need to take a little more seriously than I was, because there was the meat dress, there was all the stuff that she was doing and still does a little bit of, right? I mean, she's still pretty out there, and even the latest concert was very artistic, and it was operatic, and it was a bunch of stuff, and I don't need to talk more about that, but you have to drill down. But then what's cool is you see her sing with Tony Bennett, or you see her sing with Metallica, and she can pull all that stuff off as well. So, and Madonna could probably do that too back in the day. Not so much maybe anymore, but she might be able to. But she really has a wide range of the music that she enjoys, and I think took inspiration from. She's a big Kiss fan because of all the stuff that Kiss was doing extracurricular. Yeah, exactly. Richard and I always bond a little over Kiss, but right, so that's part of her DNA as well. She was a big fan of that back in the day, and So anyway, there you go, Chromatica by Lady Gaga.
Just going off subject slightly. So I was watching the BBC News the other day, and they were interviewing Dolly Parton's granddaughter.
Okay.
So they'd done a deep dive into the history of Dolly Parton and where she originally came from. Guess where her ancestors are from?
Only because you're asking it, I'm going to guess Wales, so that it makes me look smart. And you should have just led me on with that and go, no, not Wales.
Right.
That's
what gives you that idea?
Yeah, what are you talking about? So she's just a good Southern girl from Wales, is what you're saying?
Her ancestor's name, which won't come to surprise, was Jones. So she may be related to Tom as well.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah. Both have a pretty darn good voice. So, and are both sex symbols in their own right, I suppose. Right. So, that's a fantastic artist too. That I think maybe gets written off a little bit because of all the wigs and all the boobs and all the everything else. But she could write a song, and she's been performing for a very long time, still is, and again works with a lot of different people. And is very philanthropic, if nothing else, man. She's given away more money than maybe she's made. Not quite, but which is always a bonus.
And who else got a theme park?
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah. You don't see Kid Rockland. That's for damn sure.
What is it? Dolly World? Is that it?
Yeah,
Dolly
Dollywood.
World.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. In Tennessee, in the Blue Ridge Mountains, I think, or something along the lines of that. But just her reading and the books that she has bought for kids and that whole thing. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And again, lots and lots of great songs. And she said she's written over 3,000 songs. We haven't heard 3,000 songs, but there's a documentary that I haven't watched for a while. I might watch again because it was very good. She's written 3,000 songs, and she wrote "I Will Always Love You" and "Jolene" on the same day. So that's a good day of songwriting, I think. So,
Kidding.
yeah.
Right, cool. Fantastic. Okay, so we will keep things moving. There's nothing in the chat. I just had a quick check. Rich, back over to you. This is going on quick. I'm really enjoying this tonight, guys. Discovering new music, loving it. Brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, I got a pile of stuff. You were mentioning newer bands from the UK that, are doing something or doing something at least different. And this is going to be one called for you, definitely. I think you'd like this. It's called Pale Blue Eyes. The album is called This House. Came out in 2023. They've done a new album last year, 2025, that's on the same vein. They're out of South Devon. It's a trio. Indie rock, very not synth pop. I wrote this down. I'm old, I forget stuff. Indie pop, synth pop, Light New Order, and LCD Sound System.
Okay.
So, boom. Catchy as hell. It's amazing how I was just kind of like one of those albums that you play the first time and you're pretty much hooked. And I played this a lot, and I still play this in the car, at home, whatever. This is one of the ones that doesn't go back in the shelf. It just stays out. Super solid album. Again, this came out in 2023. Fairly easy to find. I know it's available on Bandcamp. I'm pretty sure of it. The new one, which I also have, is called New Place, and it comes in kind of an OB strip thing. Not much to see on the cover, but as good as this one. Again, called This House. Great album, great band out of South Devon. New Order influence is huge. It just has this repetitive beat. I'm not going to say it's dance music, but it has enough of a beat to, it would be a good road trip album.
Okay.
Very good.
What's that first album you just showed them on the front of the house? What's that album called, Rich?
It is called This House.
Okay. Right, okay.
Literally.
Aptly named.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's easy to remember. It's like, oh yeah, pale blue eyes. This house. It has a house on the cover.
Do you like the weird thing? Well, not weird because Richard's pretty much British. But what I find is he'll show stuff. Yeah, he'll show stuff that I've never heard of, and they're British, and I'm like, how did that happen? How did that fall through the cracks?
I've showed bands from Wales that you didn't know were from Wales.
Cam in the past has showed Welsh bands, and I'm like, what the hell are these? Never heard of them before. So cool. All right, Rich, I'll check them out definitely. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. We're going to America next. A band recommended to me from Christian from the Vinyl Sanctuary. And the band is called Sharp Pins, and the album is called Balloon, Balloon, Balloon.
Very good album.
This is brilliant. Guy in his 20s. He is from... It just says United States of America, so I don't know. It's down as indie rock. I'd put it down as maybe it's got like a 1960s kind of Beatles, maybe that kind of theme going on. He's in his 20s though, but yeah, old soul. The name obviously Balloon, Balloon, Balloon. Don't know if you've run out of balloons at that point, but yes, it's no gatefold at all.
Nope, nothing. That's all right. That's okay.
I'll just show the inside. This is pretty cool. You don't see this very often anymore. So It's kind of
Yeah,
like a poster with the lyrics and everything on it, some artwork on here. Yeah, it's really, really good. Really enjoyed it. I've been streaming this for the last couple of weeks. Had to order this from America, took a few weeks to arrive. This came out in 2025. So yes, it's really good. I really enjoy it. Highly
Nice.
recommend. Rich, if you haven't got it, get it.
Oh, I've heard of it because Americana Sam brought it up. He said
Yeah.
it was very Birds Light, very Jangle Pop.
Yeah.
I streamed it. I really did love it. And thanks for bringing it back into my mind, because now it will make me go look for it.
Yeah. Christian said to me, he said, Chris, I think you really enjoy it. And I do. So it's good to know that a vinyl community actually look after you now and again. It's kind of like, yeah, you would enjoy this. Not going, yeah, you need to get this. And then you pick it up and it's like, what is this?
And it's
But yeah, but it's really good. It's refreshing. I will say that it's refreshing. So there you go. That was Sharp Pins and Balloon. So
not to be confused with the Balloon Pops by Acid Bath. That is not the same way in any shape or
No.
form.
Or 99 red balloons. No, it's
99.
not.
Yes, that's the one question you got right in Jeopardy, isn't it?
Yeah, because I think it was in German, and I was like, well, that looks like 99 red balloons.
That looks like 99. Yeah, exactly. So
And I went out as a loser, which I'm more than happy to do. So
you're a winner in my books, my friend. So
Oh,
always.
he's after something.
No, you don't even have to put up with me. Well, you'll have to put up with me in text. You won't have to put up with seeing me for a couple of weeks because, again, going on a Canadian road trip through the Rockies. So looking forward to it. It's going to be cool.
ooh, fun.
Yeah, it'll be good for sure. Speaking of Canadian, we're gonna stay in Canada. Older band, been around since about '92. This just happens to be one that I just picked up though. If our friend Brian was here, Brian Embryonic Robot, you've heard him talk about these guys numerous times before, and I think he's a very big fan. But it is a band called Sloan, and this is the Double Cross, a little later album. I don't remember exactly when this one was. Let's see. I brought up their discography, and then I went off of it. Please hold. That doesn't really matter. Well, now I've got it back up again. That sounds dirty, but isn't. 2011. They started in 92, but this is 2011. Had a little bit of a hit on here, Unkind. Just good Canadian rock and roll. And I know I say that a lot, but there is a bit of a flavor here that is non-describable per se. Comparable to, I don't know, if I compared them to REM, I'd probably get shot. But I mean, a little bit of that. I don't know, Richard, I saw you shaking your head. I think you're a little familiar with Sloan. I'm not.
Yeah,
but
I know of them. I actually love their first album because it's very shoegazy, and then they took it about based on their approach and went a little bit more not Canadiana, but in a way
a little more rock, like a little on the alternative side. I think if you had to pigeonhole them into something, it would be a little more alternative, but good stuff. It's an odd album though, because again, the single, which is Unkind, that was forever ago, even that as a single is not necessarily indicative of the rest of the album. It's a bit of a departure for them other than that song. And even that song was a little more poppy than it was alternative. So good album. Just happens to be one that I've picked up from them recently. So another band I think that you would probably dig, and then we've probably talked about it before, Chris. We talk about stuff on a daily basis and throw names around all the time. If we bought every album that the other one suggested, that's all we'd be doing. But again, I think you should check them out. And as Richard said, go back to the first album. And then Money City Maniacs, that era or whatever. But it's good. It's worth a listen for sure. That I think that you might like. So, and I think they've probably got some UK influence. I think a little bit as well. So
I think UK influence. And Chris, just so you know, I know damn well that they have a best of or greatest hits.
They do, yeah, they certainly do, yeah. I keep telling them to get Our Lady Peace's greatest hits. So I think that's one
that's a bit of a ball ache, that one is, because it's just that may be waiting till I get to Canada.
Okay, well, we can do that. Yeah, but you were going to say I interrupted you. Sorry.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah,
It's gone. It's
Yeah,
gone. It's gone.
Was it about Sloan? Was it about Canadian? Was it about things that we've recommended?
Oh yeah, okay. So it's quite funny to me that I can randomly text Richard, randomly text Joe, Daryl, Brian, Embryonic Robot, David Atkinson, Rob Walker, and I'll go, oh, remember you mentioned this 2 weeks ago, and it's just come into my brain.
Yeah.
Where do I start there? Or what do you think of this album?
Yeah.
So,
What's
and
the
he will
best
say,
place to start with Band X, right?
yeah,
Everyone's glad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or I'll say to Richard, stupidly, my first part of the question is, have you heard of this band? He's like, duh.
I heard of them. I heard of them 20 years ago, but that's okay.
Yeah, right.
Let's talk about them now. So, right?
But it's always good because, the people we hang around will always give honest opinions and
Yeah.
kind of, they know our taste, which is so weird to be on different countries. Like, you get to know these people, which is amazing, really. And they can say, no, Chris, you may want to miss that one, but try that album instead. Give that a go. Start there first. Richard said this, like, start there first and then go from there.
Yep.
And don't make any blind buys. Stream it first.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Every once in
Especially
a while.
when records are $40 a piece. No, you don't do
Yeah.
blind buys.
Yeah.
I
I've been
did,
pretty lucky
yeah.
though lately. So, yeah, which is good.
I did a blind buy on the weekend and it didn't turn out well. It was the Post Malone album, and yeah, that's getting sold.
It's a double-edged sword though, because it's cool not to hear it until it goes on your turntable and you hear the whole thing. But sometimes it goes on your turntable, you hear the whole thing, go, shit, I like that song, but
Yeah.
that's about it. So
I thought it had the song Sunflower on it from Spider-Man, and it's the album before that. And listening to it, I just thought, you're not going to enjoy this, so just chuck it in the purge. And somebody else.
put it in
It
the
wasn't
bin.
it was like £11 brand new. Probably that's why. But I like Post Malone. I like his album before he went to country, and I like his country stuff as well.
Yeah.
But this stuff is just, I can't play it in the house. There's too many swear words. Liz is gonna go, turn that off for kids around.
He was just in Edmonton, I think, last night. Him and Jelly Roll and others. But yeah, he's on the I can't remember, the big ass tour or something along the lines of that. So
I don't know if I'd pay to see him live. I do enjoy his last two albums. If you're talking about a Zach Brown band, then I'd pay a couple of grand to go and see him. But that's
different
a different story.
Yeah, different
Yeah,
story.
so-
Yeah, I am the lightest of Post Malone fan. I like when he sings Nirvana songs with Nirvana. That might be the closest I get to being.
Have you
Post Malone.
have you got that on vinyl?
No, I don't. I should, but I don't. So yeah.
Do you want to borrow it?
Yeah. I mean, I thought his voice kind of lent himself to that.
Yeah.
The songwriting was always there, so it really didn't matter if you could sing and you kind of fit in with everybody else in the band. You could pull off Nirvana stuff, but his fit in there, I think. So
I think I got that on vinyl. That was with Travis Barker. That was a lockdown session on, I think that came out on Record Store Day about 2 years ago.
it might
I
have
think.
something like that. Yeah, might have.
Release it for the public to listen.
Bring it out. Yeah. Release the Kraken. Oh wait. New Spider-Man comes out next week though, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we need to see Deadpool in the new Spider-Man.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff. Actually, they just said that Ryan Gosling is going to be Ghost Rider, which will be interesting as well. So
I'm sorry, but my Ghost Rider is always going to be Nick Cave.
well, yeah, I
Not Nick Cave,
agree.
Nicolas
I
Cage.
completely agree. I think Gosling will do good, and hopefully they do what they did with Sam Elliott, where it was kind of the handoff, because that's the story-ish of Ghost Rider, as much as I know, is that it's always been a different guy as they go along. But anyway,
we discussed Sloan.
yes, so Sloan, so yes, and not Sloan from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but she was kind of cute. So there you go, Sloan. Yes, and I think good album, but there's earlier stuff, as Rich said, that you might enjoy a little bit more. That's still a good album.
Okay, cool. Right, back over to you, Rich.
Ooh, it's me. Hello.
Hello.
How about a band that doesn't come up on the VC too much, I don't think. I think I mentioned this once, and Brian Emerionic was like, "Oh, that's a great album. Haven't heard about that for a while." It's the band Deer Hunter and the album Microcastle. For me, one of those super important albums that came out, like in the last 25 or so years. I want to say this is early 2000, maybe 2010. Band out of Athens, Georgia. I got some notes over here because I'm old. Bradford Cox and Lockett Punt. I would never remember those names if I had to do it. But Deer Hunter are kind of indie, alt indie. They're very hard to describe, but they're amazing songwriters, and they just have an atmosphere to every one of their albums they've done. Sadly, over a progression of Deer Hunter albums, I've lost interest after these two that I'm going to show. So Microcastle is the one. Oh, look, I have a gatefold.
Yay. All right. Nice.
But yeah, brilliant album. This is one I could listen to over and over and over again as I can. The album that came out a little bit later called Halcyon Digest, which is probably even better. This one has Desire Lines was a single off this. Helicopter was another. Memory Boy was big off this one. I love what they do. I also love the fact that they've kind of faded out with the Deer Hunter thing, because both see, I told you I wouldn't remember the name. Brett Cox and Lockett Punt formed their kind of own monikers as solo artists with other players, Atlas Sound and Lotus Plaza, that are fantastic in and of itself. So this would be my number one pick, but this is where I started with them, and I went, wow, this band is amazing. Picked up this and loved it just as much. Albums after this, not so much. But yeah, really kind of atmospheric, alternative rock. Kind of hard to describe them, but lyrically they shine. They do really interesting melodic hooks, and there's a lot of really interesting instrumental interplay that's like, oh, that's unique and different. And absolutely love those two albums. So there you go, Deer Hunter. One word, not a Deer Hunter, because that's a totally different band. And
I don't know why the film came into mind then. You said Deer Hunter.
That happens.
Is that the same girl on the cover? I was just thinking, I know it's not. Well, I don't know it's not. I don't think it is. I'm just wondering, was there ever a band that put the same person on the cover all the time? Like, other than one of the band members, that is. I know, like, Angus is on almost every AC/DC. Yeah, wow. But anyway, I digress. I don't know if that's the same girl or not. So, and it doesn't really matter. Just the shit that comes into the mind of Joe. Yeah. It doesn't stay in there very long, but it comes in for a second, kind of rolls around a bit. Never mind.
Yeah. What were those two guys' names? Yeah. I gotta write stuff down.
Yeah. It's not like they're Joe Smith. They're not going to easily be remembered. So
Brandon Cox, Lockett Punt. Got it. Okay. They're in my head now. I'll never forget.
That's what I was going to say to you. I had a good recommendation of Rob Walker this week as well that he's been really enjoying. It's Graham Coxon's new album, Rich, which I've streamed, and I think you may enjoy that.
Ooh. Add that to the list.
Right, he's writing it down as he says. So Graham Coxon is from Blur. Is he the bassist or the guitarist? I can't remember which one. Did he play the guitar? I think it's guitar, isn't it?
Can't remember.
Yeah,
not the guy in Gorillaz.
No, right? the guy from Park Life.
Yeah.
So, okay, good one. I keep saying this every week. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this because I've got the live chat going on. I'm trying to organize what's going on. It's always helpful when Joe's on because I can just go chat. And I can pick what I got next. But
we're good at the moment. Although, and she left. I was going to ask Emma, actually, did you see Emma in Buffalo post-rush or pre-rush? Post-rush?
Pre-rush. We talked extensively about that. And then, I mean, I was chatting with her on Instagram during rush, after rush.
Yeah.
Try out. She was like, should I go for the second show? I'm like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go for the second show? Girl, go to the second show.
When
That
in
was
doubt,
better than the first one she saw. I'm glad she did because she's one of those people who had never seen Rush live at all.
Yeah.
And said it was excellent. She's actually kind of, influencing me to maybe go to the Denver shows that are coming up in October.
yeah, they're coming to Edmonton in a bit, so that might be the case. And or if they're at the Sphere in about a year and a half, then I'll go and see them at the Sphere maybe, because that'd be a good show. But yeah, you know what? That's here's if you learned nothing else from me today, or in general, and there's not a lot of words of wisdom, but if you're in a city and you go to a concert and you really love it, and there's another one the next night, just go the next night.
Oh,
Even if it's the same, it doesn't matter. You can listen to the same album over and over. Like I said, I know I've said I'd stop talking about Lady Gaga, but I went back to back
I was
nights.
going to say, yeah.
I saw different stuff, although the songs were pretty much the same. There's a couple different ones. I watched different stuff each night. I did it with the Stones when they were here. Just go, because what do you got to lose? A couple $100 bucks, whatever, right? You don't have.
And that this Rush tour, they have about 4 different set lists running, so there's commonality, but they're mixing it up. So
Yes.
Emma saw a very different, not totally different, but different show the second time.
Yeah. So there, like I said, if you learned nothing else from me today, go. Don't look at set lists before you go. That's my other. That I told my kids that's one of the few things that I've passed down fatherly knowledge. Never look at the set list, because that way you don't know what's coming and you won't be disappointed if it's not on the set list. And then go to a concert twice if you're in the same city. Yes, Chris, I'm shutting up now. Go.
I was listening to you.
I know you were. Yeah, fatherly knowledge, right? From me down to you.
This is where you two are very lucky in America and Canada, because they'll do two shows. In Britain, they'll just do one and then I move on to the next.
But not always. It's not always the case. But it depends on the size of the act. Where Denver was only had one show scheduled, and then they opened up another.
I will name one band. I will name one band that will sell out the Principality Stadium 80,000 in 2 nights in a row, and it's not Metallica. It is the Stereophonics. Surprise, surprise.
There you go. You could have went and saw Harry Styles 11 nights in a row. Just saying, you could have.
Yeah, you could have, should have. Yeah, no thanks. I'd rather go and watch Pink with Liz, I think, for 2 nights in a row rather than that.
Hey, no bad words about Pink. Pink would be an awesome show. She's on my list.
Would be a very awesome show.
We saw Pink about 2 years ago in the Principality Stadium in Cardiff, and to be honest, I was more excited with the support act because he was the script.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was more excited about them, but she was just amazing. I haven't told Liz. She'll probably watch this later and go, I think I told you.
I told you.
Took me 2 years.
Dog. How are you?
Yeah, hey, Whoop Dog, how's it going, mate? Good afternoon and evening, Joe, Richard, and Chris. So we all get a shout out. So there you go.
We do. There you go.
Right, my turn. Richard's a big fan of this band. Yes, and he put me onto this band. And then, funny enough, I interviewed the band.
Oh, I know who this is.
It's Sunday, 1994. Fantastic. Brilliant. Absolutely tremendous band. Awesome live. I sent pictures of Richard me interviewing backstage, and he was like, shit. Very cool couple. He was very down to earth. He's from, I'm gonna say Reading for some reason. I think he's around that area. He reminds me a bit of Cam. You look at him, he's got the same kind of hair, the glasses, and that kind of stuff. She was really, really down to earth. But it's brilliant. I can't wait to see what they bring up next.
Same.
So there's no gatefold on this one again.
That's okay. It's all right.
I didn't do this. I seriously didn't do this on purpose. So there they are. Obviously, that's the lead singer. That's her partner. I don't know if this person's still with them, the drummer, because on the gig I went to was a female drummer that looks nothing like this person. But if I was going to pick one song to pick on this one, I'd probably go with Stained Glass Window. That was probably their big hit on this one. Just came on black vinyl. But yeah, Sunday 1994s. Nobody's ever not heard of them. Give them a stream. See what you think. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, really good kind of band. Yeah, well done, Rich. Good recommendation on that one. So
Well, that one came out of the blue, and I think I discovered them about the same time I told you about them. So
Yeah.
we were kind of learning about them together.
because what happened was I sent a message. Well, you've met my mate Jeff because you've been on a live stream with him. So Jeff used to present on BBC Sport. He's got his own radio station. He's interviewed from Metallica to Ozzy to Queen to Judas Priest, you name it. He's interviewed them. He did the book on Rockfield as well. And I said, is there any chance you can get us tickets for Sunday Night 94? Who the hell is Sunday Night 94? I said, look, stream it. And he streamed and he's like, this is really good. And he said, I'll phone my mate. And his mate was in charge of the production at the venue. And we got in and did an interview. And I think before I even put it up on YouTube, I was sending Richard throughout the night, look who I just met, look who I just met. And he was like, yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, really good band, laid back, but very catchy songs. So
Yep.
how would you describe them, Rich, if you're gonna
Exactly just like that. And that band I showed at the start of this, Deary, very much the same thing. That kind of breezy pop. Sunday 1984 has a sort of mystical feel to them, especially you see their live footage, and it's the lead singer is kind of almost like channeling her inner Stevie Nicks in a way.
Yes.
She's very fairy-like in a way, and they're a really interesting band.
Joe, you may want to check them out, mate.
I will. Yeah, I will give them a listen for sure. So I'm down with that. Sounds like it.
I really enjoyed putting them on a Sunday morning. With
Yeah.
coffee. It's one of them.
Yeah,
It's funny when I say Sunday morning, you both know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, you're right though, because I mean, I think that's it. I can listen to Metallica at any time of the day, but it just sounds better at night. I can listen to that on a Sunday morning or a whatever, and it just sounds better. There's just time of day stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
I get that completely. So
mood music and that good stuff.
It's probably one of the best recommendations you've given me, Rich. And like, I love them. I love them. They're brilliant. Really good. Really talented. Like nothing that I would have ever gotten into unless you would have recommended it. And then I streamed it. I was like, this is really good. And I played it for Liz, and Liz was like, oh, they're really good. Really good. She went, did Richard recommend that one? I went, yes, he did.
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah.
Like, she always says, how's Richard doing? Is he okay? Yes, he's fine. Just
It's
message
funny.
him yourself.
She never asked. She never asked about me.
Yeah, she does actually.
I know. I'm just
She
kidding.
does actually. She's a really nice person, unlike me. But we will move on. Up next, we are going to Canada, and it's over to Racer Joe.
Okay, so I'm going to stick with the Sunday morning music. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of these guys or not, but it is certainly get up, rub the sleep from your eyes, get a coffee going, and then listen to the Cramps.
Oh, yeah.
So I have no idea. Another band that just wasn't in the collection. I'm not sure exactly why, but bad music for bad people. These all got reissued in the last little while, so that's kind of cool. Songs the Lord Taught Us, Back to Where It All Started, and then one more just because as well. So a bit of a triple. Psychedelic Psychedelic Jungle, pardon me. I know they're in the sleeves, but I'm not taking them out because y'all know what y'all know. Geez, now I sound like I'm from the South. Y'all know what the Cramps look like, what the Cramps sound like. But again, just stuff that had eluded me, and I'm not exactly sure why. There's the back for those that don't know. Maybe there are people that haven't heard of, but just here, I'll show you the back just because. So there, that is the visual representation of how the Cramps sound. I think is that a fair way of putting that? Maybe that's a fair way of putting that. I think so. But I love the artwork. It's always cool. I think when I ordered it or went searching a little bit more, besides the fact that they have just reissued a bunch of them, including these, I think it's Back to Our Punk one. I mean,
Yes.
obviously I'd heard of, but the guys kind of talked me into it a little bit. So every week this damn show costs me money, but that's okay. It's only money, and it's still cheaper than cocaine. So
I think that's Steve Carlson's favorite album from the Cramps is the yellow one in the front.
Yeah.
That's how I knew about them, because he showed it. Because I think he went into a record shop or something. And they found the original pressing, and he had to spend a bit extra. But
yeah,
it was on the punk. It was on the punk episode. I think we discussed that because I pre-ordered that, and then it got cancelled by Rough Trade, which they love doing to me. I don't know
Yeah,
why. They must see my name and go, "Oh, screw him."
yeah. And if you are of the younger generation and watch the show Wednesday on Netflix, Goo Goo Muck is the Cramps, the one that she dances to. Not that you know what, I enjoy Wednesday as well. I think it's good, but it's Tim Burton, so Tim Burton can not do a hell of a lot wrong in my opinion. But anyway, good stuff. Good stuff.
So say that again, Joe. Is there a? Did you say there's a documentary about that?
No, there's not a documentary about that. There's a documentary you had mentioned about Rockville, right? There's
Yes.
that, but no, just the TV show Wednesday, the Tim Burton one with what's her name? I can't remember her name. Anyway,
Yeah.
no. Her. Yeah, her. Yeah.
You know what's her name?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'll think of it in a bit. I'm not. Look, I'm going to show you my hands so that I'm not Googling at the same time. That sounds bad. Here's my hands, and I'm not Googling. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Let's just move
There you
on.
go.
Yeah, there you go, Mark. See, Mark's got it. Mark, we love you, Mark. You 64-year-old bastard, you.
So, and Mark was putting it on as well. I have that record, Joe. Fantastic. So,
Yeah, it is good stuff. Again, it's maybe it's a little bit of mood music, not certainly necessarily Sunday morning, put the coffee on and wipe the sleep from your eyes music, but good fun stuff. And yeah, just straightforward rock and roll, punk, whatever you want to call it. Like the Ramones. The Ramones are the Ramones, and you put them on and you know what you're going to get with the Ramones. You're fairly safe to say what you're going to get from the Cramps as well. They don't stray too far off, I don't think.
Well, plus it's really good. Good. Good to see that they're reissuing stuff.
Yeah, it is
just
definitely.
in case anybody's listening to this in the car, Mark Morris has just left a comment going, "Go to hell, Joe."
That's right. Yeah.
And Whoop Dog saying Henry Rollins is helping to get the Cramps officially reissued, as well as that early and released material. So
yeah, and there's some special editions and things like that. These are just the standard, but they all sound good. They all sound nice. I don't think they got remastered or cleaned up or anything. How do you remaster the Cramps or do anything different? It's what it is, right? It's not like you take a Pink Floyd album and mess with all the shit that was going on.
Right.
The Cramps are the Cramps, and away you go. So yeah, it's good. It's just good stuff.
Warp Dog, listen to me when I say this. Let's get you on a live stream. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get you on with me and Joe. Okay. Show me what you got.
Yep, I like it.
Okay, right. Let's keep things moving then. This is coming on quick. Back to you, Rich.
Back to me. Woo-hoo. I have some choices here, and I think I'm going to go with this one. This was a Rob Walker recommendation for me.
Oh, look out.
And well, I mean, he was going through, albums that have that kind of 80s sound from new bands. And he recommended this group from Canada, of all places. They're out of Toronto, and they're called Ducks Limited. And I absolutely love this album. I mean, it hits every box for, do you want a band that sounds like 80s synth pop, very, Smith's New Order type feel to it? This is the album. I think they have 3 out now. All of them are very similar. This one's called Harm's Way. And the other one that I have, if I can get it, I think this is where I started, is Modern Fiction. And they came out within the last, 2 or 3 years. But I love the album covers because, the artwork is just kind of cool.
Yep.
But yeah, they're out of Toronto, very 80s sound, not synth pop, not like, out there synth pop. But New Order-ish. It has a beat. You're kind of going, wow, it has some really big hooks. So this album, again, called Modern Fiction and Harm's Way. I can't remember which one is their newer one, but they're both excellent. I play these a lot, and they're albums that I come back to. So Ducks Limited out of Toronto, Ontario.
That second album you showed, the cover of that looks a lot like the Editors
Oh, yes, it does.
album. They've done it.
Ironically, guess who else I pulled for this? Was that
Was
one?
it?
Yeah, this looks like the back room a bit.
Yeah.
And I pulled that because I want to talk about the Editors if we have time, but we'll see.
We will make time for you, Richard, because we've got you on.
I appreciate it.
No worries, mate. Okay, I will go next. I didn't get anything ready. What's wrong with you, Chris? Okay, an album recommended by Cam from the Vinyl Narrative. The band is called Bridget Call Me Baby.
Love
American band. We keep saying this. Think of the Smiths and Morrissey.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
It's amazing. I love this. This is kind of my favorite album so far this year that I picked up. Had Cam on a few weeks ago, and he said to me, whenever he says to me, Chris, you like this album, I gotta stream it straight away, and I did. This came on white vinyl. Very, very cool. So it's just got lyrics on this one. So if I was gonna pick a song to listen to, Slumber Party is the one to listen to on this one. It is brilliant. You close your eyes, you're going back to the Smiths and Morrissey. It's
Not a bad thing.
It's fantastic. I've sent so many links to Joe on this.
Yeah,
It's
I have 3 of them ordered, so there's only one in stock, but 3 of them are coming eventually. So I thought a little Brian Ferry-ish as well,
yes.
right? I think a little bit the lead singer's
that-
voice, and
Yeah, it has that sort of sophistopop feel to it. But yeah.
It's so a little backstory here, because I was on YouTube and I was like, why the hell are they calling themselves Bridget Calls Me Baby? So the backstory on this one is that he had a pen pal from England. Then the woman was called Bridget. And that's how he came up with the name Bridget Call Me Baby. So they were pen pals. And he got a lot of his influence from the Smiths, from Morrissey. That's the kind of music he's into. It's brilliant. Rich, if you haven't got this, mate, you need to get this. This is brilliant.
I've
mate.
streamed bits and pieces of it. It's one of those ones. Yeah, it's on that short list of I need. My system these days has been to stream for a lot longer before I buy new things, because I've even still gotten burned where I've streamed it for a couple of days and thought I'm going to buy it, then I get it and I play it once and shelve it, and I'm trying to stop doing that.
There's no fillers for me on this one. I found myself listening to Morrissey the other day.
Not a bad thing either.
I'm quite tempted to get his new album.
I have it. I like it a lot. It's very good.
Gav Axman Spins has been on to me about Morrissey. He's like, well, Chris, the stuff you're picking up, why don't you just get Morrissey? And I'm like, he's a bit of a dick. I don't know. I just
2 or 3 albums for Morrissey to start with: Viva Hate, Your Arsenal, and the new one.
Yeah.
Those 3. Any of those 3 would be a good starting point for getting into Morrissey.
What's the new one called? Is this Staring at the Moon or something? Or was that one of the songs?
No, it's I can't even think what it's called. It has a quirky title. It has typical weird Morrissey cover art, which I can't think what it is. Yeah, where it's going. That album. If you find that, then that's the right one. So.
But I can't recommend this enough to Richard. Joe knows about this. Honestly, mate, I think you thoroughly enjoy this, mate. So there you go. I'm recommending albums that I know he's gonna love. It's weird. What's happening to me? I've gone from the greatest hits to picking up random albums. But yeah, so Bridget Calls Me Baby. The album is called Irreversible. So yeah, there you go.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, I've solely based it off of the first one that came up on YouTube. So we'll see how it goes. Because like I said, I didn't order just one; I ordered 3 of them because that's how many they have. I don't know if that's how many they have out, or that's how many it showed in the system that I've got right now. So there's your current. Let me bring this up here. There's your current Morrissey there, I believe, right? Make
Yeah.
Lie,
What's that called?
It's a lie.
Make It a Lie. So.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go. I was never there's a lot of people that I appreciate and get that I just don't go back to and listen very often. And that was one of them. It might be the dickhead part, but that hasn't stopped me before because I still listen to Kiss, and 2 of the biggest dickheads in the world are in Kiss. But anyway, I digress a little bit. So yes, I enjoyed either you sent me a song or the first one when I YouTubed that band, and good stuff. I don't think that's the one that's in stock though. What was it that's in stock? The House is Made of Corners, which is I think a little bit older, but Irreversible and Future Is Our Way Out still to come. So hopefully they're back in a couple of weeks, and I'll give them a listen.
Rich, has he done a greatest hits, Morrissey, on vinyl?
Oh, I'm pretty sure. And I know that they just reissued a best of Smith's Volume 1 and 2. But I don't want to drop $50 on 2 albums. But pretty much I have every one of the songs on those, other than some live things I think they might have thrown on.
So
but I know there's a best of Morrissey. I just don't know if I can recommend it because I don't think it's official. I think it was kind of released on a sub-label of whatever he was on.
So Gav said to me when we go to Bristol Record Fair, because it's me, Rob, David, and Cam meeting up for the Bristol Record Fair in October, and he said to me, "I'm going to hand you an album for you to buy and listen and sit down and listen to it," because he said that from the ones you're picking up at the moment, I can recommend an album that will suit you. I was like, okay. Nothing over £30, mate. Okay, just keep the price down.
Here, buy this new Rolling Stones album.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I won't be doing that. Trust me. But yes, that is Bridget Calls Me Baby. Good one.
I have sold a couple of the Stones, and I haven't listened to it all in its entirety because, again, it's on order for me, and I will listen to it when it comes. But they got to stop testing the water of just how much they can charge us for this shit. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
We talked about that to death, but and I've explained that it's $55 is cost Canadian. So that puts it up. Amazon Canada, as an example, I hate to use them as an example, but Amazon Canada has it at $82, or you can get the superhero versions, which you get a comic book for $120. And it's, I get it. We're the Rolling Stones. Let's see what we can get out of this. But still, it's just a double album. It's not a triple. It's not anything crazy. It's not like you get a whole bunch of extra stuff, a slip mat, a t-shirt, all the rest of it. It's a double album. Some of them are colored. Some of them are black variant. Still the same price as well, other than the superhero ones, which have different covers, comic books, stuff like that. But anyway,
I know, Joe, you're a fan, but I preferred Hackney Diamonds to this album.
Yeah. I haven't listened to it yet, so but yes,
it's not in my wheelhouse, if that makes sense. I've never been a big, massive Stones fan, and I'm not a massive Beatles fan either. I like my more indie rock, which I like that kind of theme. I'll stream it again. I probably won't pick it up though, mate. If I'm being honest, it's not my kind of music.
I mean, part of it for me is I get it at a little bit less for cost. Would I pay $80 for it? I don't know that I would. So part of it is that I get it at cost, so that helps a little bit. Not that it's much, but it's $20, which just buys another album. And part of it is because I have a fairly substantial Stones collection already.
Yeah.
If it's the last one, it's the last one. And I don't mind it. I like it. It's them. So yeah, there's a lot of factors that have me buying it. but there's a lot of factors that if they weren't, I would probably pass as well.
Right.
But so yeah.
I always knew that Hackney Diamonds would take some beating, to be honest, because that was a really good album.
Definitely. You know what? Lady Gaga's on that album. So
There you go. Joe, do you want to quickly go to the comments before we go to you?
yeah, here we go. I think we did that part already, but let's do this. The only way I'll get into Morrissey is if someone sits me down and plays me his songs with humor in them. And I don't know if that's the case again, because I'm not a fan, but could you play a humorous Morrissey song for Warp Dog and he'd get into them? Or
I find Morrissey, even with both solo and Smiths, there is a lot of humor in there, but it's very deep literate humor. So it might come from like I don't know, an Oscar Wilde something or other, where it's like a little line in there, just like, oh, that's very tongue in cheek. So it's deep humor. It's not exactly ha ha humor.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, there you go. So, all right, let's do this. Hey guys, what did I miss? Screw it. We'll just start over. Okay, here we go.
Commonwealth Crate Diggers, dealer's choice at their soul. Joe has some new stuff to show. Chris, well, you just never know. It's all a big gamble when you tune in. Sit down and join us for a spin.
That's enough. Chris, I look in that AI animation bullshit that I come up with. I look like not just your grandpa, but like your great grandpa in that one. I think. Well, I like the cowboy hats that it put on there. So you have missed some good stuff, actually, Trevor. But nice to see you. Glad that you are here as always. Our good friend from Seattle of Flat Round and Spun. I think we even mentioned your name and good reasons, right? You mentioned Trevor. Oh, I know, because he wasn't able to go to Buffalo this time, so he wasn't able to, right? Yeah. And then I believe that Grace and Mom are back home from their trip as well. So hopefully that all went well. And hopefully Dad's feeling a little better as well. If you watch on a regular basis, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If this is the first time watching, none of this will make any sense to you whatsoever. But that really happens a lot when I speak anyway. So
Warp Dog's got a comment, but there, Joe.
Yeah, here we go. Thank you, Richard. Good start with a reference. No one explained it to me before, so that's what we're here for. We try. we try. Yeah, exactly. So
I don't even know who went last. I'm really confused now. I went last. Okay.
Yeah, you went.
Calls me baby. Okay.
Yeah, you went last. That's right. It was 20 minutes ago, I think.
Yeah.
But you went last. So that's okay. We're here. We're good. Yeah.
Rich, over to you.
Yeah.
Well, okay. On my last term, you mentioned editors, so let's talk about editors.
Yes.
Yeah, this is another one of those bands that took my world by storm. This is early 2000s, borderline krautrock, kind of very dark. Not Joy Division dark, but darn close. But the melodies are huge. The lyrics are deadpan in a way. Is this a? Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah, it is a gatefold. Ha! More gatefolds. Woohoo!
Very
I
nice.
love it. This one yielded some really huge hits for them. Lights was big. Munich was a decent single off of this one. One of my favorites from their early work. They've progressed kind of to be a little bit more. They've gone from being that sort of krautrock feel to more of an electronica sound, which doesn't particularly gel with me. I'm kind of waiting to see what their newer album coming out. I think it's Tom Smith, one of those names. The lead singer for this is on here. Of course not. Information is never on record covers when you need it.
No.
He did a solo album that was very acoustic and extremely good. I want to say Tom Smith. It's a very common name, but no, when I found it, I was just kind of going, I'll give it a try. Checked it out, and I absolutely loved it. It came out the very end of last year, and I had just done my top 10 list for 2025. And that album would have made my top 10. I think I put it at bubbling under, like haven't been able to get this enough listens. But yeah, the solo album from the lead singer of the Editors, absolutely amazing. But this album is very much my favorite Editors album, full stop. Yeah. Super dark, kind of, again, sort of krautrock feel. I can't think of a better adjective for it, but I absolutely love that album. Saw them. They came to the United States on that album tour. Met them. They did an in-house show at the Tower Records when we had one in Denver, and they signed my double CD deluxe thing that I bought from the UK back when shipping was cheap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
not so much anymore, but yeah. And yeah, I've seen them a couple of times. They're a great live band, and they're it's very hit and miss with some of their albums, but that one is very solid. So The Back Room by the Editors.
That came out in 2005, Rich.
Was it 2005? I thought it was around there. So yep, 2005, Kitchenware Records. I'm pretty sure. I think it got a reissue since then. It might have been a record store thing. So
I think that got released back in, I want to say 2017, 2018 time, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
They might have. But yeah, because you know as well as I do, Joe, you might agree with me. Some of those early 2000 vinyl pressings are
yeah.
Iffy. Some of them are noisy.
And when they first came out, they were amazing.
Yeah,
really good. Joe, I think you may enjoy that. Editors, the first album.
I will add it to the ever-growing list.
Yep. It only has got 2,000 albums on there now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said though, usually what I'll do is I'll just screw it. I'll just order it. So, but not always. Not always. This I'll listen to them though. So.
Right. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Am I next?
Yeah, you are.
Oh shit. Right. Okay. I'm gonna pick a greatest hits that a few Canadians have told me to pick up to get started with.
Oh, okay.
So he's got a few albums. There was a re-release of a box set greatest hits. This came on Black Vinyl. So Jim Croce. If I was going to pick a song, one of my favorite ones is "These Dreams" and "A Long Time Ago." I really like them tracks. Just want to get started with him because a lot of Canadians, not Canadians, Americans as well, recommend this. So I saw this in a charity shop for £1.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's give it a crack. This is a original pressing of a greatest hits. That doesn't make any sense. But I have listened to him a few times. I think the reissue of the box set online is going for like £60. Joe, 120 Canadian dollars. So I went, let's pick it up for £1.
Yeah.
Go from there.
I mean, passed away unfortunately early. Had a fairly decent career going at the time. Great singer-songwriter. We talk about the different genres and the different things that we want to listen to. He would 100% fall into get your coffee on a Sunday morning and put some stuff on.
Yes.
But then it kicks in a little bit too with stuff like Don't Mess Around with Jim and things like that. I am a big fan, obviously.
But that was a backup plan just in case I run out of records. Obviously, we're not going to run out of records tonight. I'm going to show my favorite album by this artist, and it's changed over the weeks.
Yeah.
It's Gordon Lightfoot. This is my new favorite album that he did. So this one is Summertime Dream. It's brilliant. Daryl, I hate you for doing this to me. But the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald is my favorite one in this one. It's just
That's a classic. That's an absolute classic.
If you look up singer songwriter in the dictionary, it might be a picture of that song actually. So,
but didn't we have? I think it was the Canadian special, Joe, and I went, I'm going to show the greatest singer songwriter. We had Brian on, and what did he said? What was his favorite one? Artist.
Yeah. Jesus. Good Lord. Oh my God. I had it.
Cohen.
Yeah. He goes, oh yeah, you're going to show Leonard Cohen, and then you didn't. So
No.
yeah. Jeez.
So that was my. Obviously, I just want to show the Jim Croce. I do like him. I think I'm going to stop at the greatest hits, though. That's probably enough for me.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean,
that's 100% fair.
It's kind of like I picked up Trooper as well. A greatest hits. That's enough. Hot Shots.
Yeah, that's all you need from those guys. I mean, there's lots of other good stuff, but that'll get you through life. Having Trooper Hot Shots for sure. It'll be good. So
but yeah, my mum put me on to Lightfoot when I was a kid. Didn't realize that my memory got unlocked when I was watching the Vinyl Community and Brian talking about it, yourself, Daryl, a few others, and he's just to me the ultimate singer-songwriter.
Trevor mentioning every year in Detroit, there's a ceremony for those who perished on the Edmund Fitzgerald. We talk about the song. It is a true story that Gord wrote. Very good song. Go and listen to it. Go and find it. I sent you that little clip of Joanne and I when we went past the memorial, which is kind of cool for a Canadian kid, that has listened to that song for a very long time. That was kind of neat. Real quick, another Gordon Lightfoot story I was watching. There's a host from Canada. He did a bunch of other stuff, including some stuff on Apple TV. And I probably told you this. No, I know I told you this. George Stroumboulopoulos is his name. Started on Much Music, started in Toronto. Has done a bunch of great stuff. He started up a series called The House of Strombo. He had artists and people off the street just come into his house. He lives in Toronto and, grab 50 people off the street. And they would come in, and it was the likes of The Cult, and he had Robert Plant in his house. Like, they just set it up in his living room, and he played. But he's got one, and I watched it a little bit ago, with Steve Earle, and he tells the story. Gordon Lightfoot just shows up at the front door and knocks on the door. Hey, can I come in? I think Steve Earle's playing tonight. It's like, yeah, come on. You sit down. So every once in a while, the cameraman finds Gordon Lightfoot in the audience when he's shooting the Steve Earle stuff. So, yeah. Hey, can I come in? Yeah, you can come in. That's fine. We'll allow it. Yeah, we'll allow it. But there's lots of really good stuff. There, we try and recommend good albums, but and we talk about guys like Rick Beato and things like that. Look up George Stroumboulopoulos as well. I know it sounds like a made-up name, but it's not. But the House of Strombo, along with a bunch of other stuff, including him and Rick Beato, which kind of got me back onto watching some George stuff. They do an interview together when Rick was in Toronto talking to Rush. So good stuff. But yeah, the Gordon Lightfoot, it's like you see him in the background every once in a while. And he's just sitting there listening to Steve Earle play like anybody else. So it was great.
That clip you sent me, I just couldn't get over. And I was like, the amount of artists that he's interviewed and been in front of, and
yeah,
I just couldn't imagine that. My brain would do overtime. I think it'd be like,
and he's got great questions. There's the standard Entertainment Tonight bullshit that gets asked all the time, but George actually comes up with some very good stuff. And again, Rick's another great guy at interviewing. Again, where there's standard questions that get asked all the time, but every once in a while they just come up with a gem, and the guy goes, "Well, that's a great question." And I always, when someone would say that to me back in the day when I was doing it with sports and that, it was like, I know that's why I asked it, but it's just really, really good.
Can you imagine a Gordon Lightfoot biopic?
Yeah, it would be interesting, I think. And I think if nothing else, a really good, well done documentary of his life. And I'm sure there's probably someone working on that somewhere that's toiling away, because there's lots and lots of footage And yeah, so hopefully that comes to be. Let's throw up a couple of things. First, good Gord LP. Gord's Gold is great. Started to get into his stuff. That is a true statement as well.
Yeah.
Greatest Hits on United Artists is also a great compilation of earlier Gord. Yeah, like Canadian Railroad Trilogy and Sundown and all of that stuff. That's very good as well. Strombo CBC show is legendary. Yeah, I think Warp Dog was here the last time I was going on about George, but yeah, on CBC radio for years. Just really good interview. I mean, I think all of us like to listen to that stuff and watch that stuff. We have our own little, dog and pony show, as I call it, version of it here. But there's some guys that have really honed that craft and do a really, really good job. And great way to find out some stuff you probably didn't know. Like, you think you know everything about an artist, and then there's some of these guys that just dig something else up, whether that's a producer that did it for them or they pulled it out of their hat, or it's just something, hey, you know what, while we're having this conversation, let's ask this as well. So good stuff. I get to go this time, do I, or is that okay? I don't care. I know a lot of the times, and I hope people don't get tired of me saying it, but I know a lot of the times my stuff revolves around people I've seen, are going to see, or would like to see. But this band falls into am going to see and would like to see because I haven't, and that's Soul Asylum. I think everybody is very familiar with the song Runaway Train. It was a massive hit, and it did a lot of great work as well. There were young folks that were lost that were found because of that song. They were in the video, and there was a hotline that was established because of it. But I've recently got back into Soul Asylum, and they are coming here in the next little while, and I'm really looking forward to seeing them. This is the music on vinyl version of Let Your Dim Light Shine. What's it say? 30th anniversary edition. That's crazy to think that this was out 30 years ago. But good stuff. Misery's on here. It's it looks a little more orange in that light versus yellow in that light. I've got all my colored lights going on as well, but really good band. And for me, not a forgotten band, but a band that I had kind of put to the back of my mind a little bit. And then saw that they were coming and went back and started to listen and went, oh yeah. And then there's some really, really good stuff. And I think that they're still writing new music. I'm not sure the last album, and I'll look it up when I'm done yapping, but really good. And I'm looking forward to, I hope the voice holds up, because I don't care if you sound different. I just want you to sound good. You can sound completely different. And I've said this analogy before of, I saw Elton John. He doesn't sing in the same octave, but he sings properly an octave down or 2 octaves down. So I'm hoping that's the case, because I saw Collective Soul, and in no way, shape, or form are they the same. They're just of the same generation. And Ed sounded like crap. Whether Ed sounds like crap all the time or I caught him on a bad night, I'm not sure. It's just the worst when you go and see someone and they don't sound good. Again, I don't care if you sound like you sound on the album. That's a different story, but at least I hope that his voice is holding up. But 30th anniversary, Misery, just like anyone off of this one, Runaway Train. And this is, I think, their 5th album. They were not an overnight sensation. It took a little while. It was like REO Speedwagon, where everybody thought High Infidelity was their first album, but meanwhile they'd had 5 before that, right? Or something like that. I don't know the exact number.
The only hit there at the UK was Runaway Train.
That's all, eh? Yeah. And again, weren't massive, weren't big. And it's weird. I had this conversation with Joanne as well. It's odd to see guys like that. Everclear, I've mentioned them as well. So around the same time frame as a band like Green Day. Now, Green Day is selling out stadiums. Soul Asylum and Everclear are filling the 1,000-seat Casino Show Lounge, and it's odd. Green Day kept going. Green Day had a lot of other things going for them as well. But of that, like, Everclear was arguably as big as Green Day for a couple of years. It's just circumstances and the way that it plays out. So, but I'll take them in a big stadium, or I'll take them in the Casino Show Lounge. Either way, I'm just happy to be seeing them. So
you've triggered my mind, yeah, because there was an advert. I hate this because I end up buying albums. You know, these adverts you get on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that triggered my mind. There's a live album coming. What Would Become of Me? It's a MPLS Unplugged Live. So I don't know where that is.
Cool. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good.
So they did release What Would Become of Me live. That came out on the 3rd of June, so the
Yeah.
album is due for a live. So
And you don't think of Minneapolis, Minnesota as a hotbed of music, but it is, right? A little bit.
That's for a while.
Yeah, it was for a while. So them, obviously Prince. And I thought Bob was from around there too, wasn't he? Maybe.
Well, Hipster Do was formed in Minneapolis, but Bob is from New York. But yeah,
right. Yeah, but the band, right? So there's some of those musical hotspots that nobody really thinks about until you start to think about it, and then go, oh yeah, shit. There was a lot of really good stuff came out of there. Again, Prince, Morris Day and the Time. There was some good stuff out of Minute. It's cold there, so you got lots of time to write songs and come up with stuff like that or something. Yeah.
just quickly before we go to wrap this up and go around this one more time, I streamed the Strokes' new album today.
Yeah. And yeah,
they remind me of their best days are behind them. It's not the Strokes as you remember them.
right.
There was one or two it's like a build-up album, so it's not a singles album. It's more of a, I don't want to say Coldplay, but it's kind of a build-up and then a slow down. So you got instrumental and then they kick in and it's kind of, then it's really good and then it brings you back down.
Yeah.
They remind me a lot of Kings of Leon, where Kings of Leon were really good in the beginning and now it's kind of
Yeah.
you know,
A couple people have it on order, so
I've tried 3 times, Joe, and I just
I haven't yet. I'm not sure. I just haven't got around to it, but it might be nostalgia, right? There's certain bands it's like screw it. I'm like the Stones is an example of I'm just gonna buy it because, but yeah.
I'll give it another few streams, but it sounds like a project album where it starts, it's like that massive build up and then you get to the middle and then it kind of slows down, where I just give me the freaking Strokes last night and those hits. Give me the raw stuff that we used to.
Just be the Strokes, yeah.
Just thought I'd mention that. What's more Dog saying here?
Yeah, one more. Yep. There you go.
90s had a lot of one-hit wonders as an alky. The 90s is a fog for each. Mate, you've got no idea. You've got no idea.
I think I was already sober by the 90s. No, maybe not all. Anyway.
Right. Okay. We will go around one more time, kind of showing what you've got left. So over to you, Rich.
I have a lot left, but I'll just pick a few. How about that?
Okay.
So I have to mention the Sundays. If you don't have this album, Chris, you have to listen to this by order of me.
Yeah.
This album is called Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic. It came out in 1990, and I'll say 2 words, Harriet Wheeler. Lead singer for this, her voice is stellar. This is, it's kind of laid back indie pop, dare I say that, but the songwriting is sublime. Her voice is amazing. They're kind of on a reissue campaign of their entire catalog. So this album, Silence and Static and Blind, the 3 albums they released, and I think they're all out now. All of them are fantastic, and they did.
You've shown that album for me.
That one, right? I've shown that because that has the best cover of Wild Horses you will ever hear in your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it takes the Rolling Stones version of Wild Horses and just trashes it. It is so good. But yeah, Here Is Where the Story Ends was a big hit off of this back in when this came out. It was huge on MTV. I love this album, bought it as soon as I could find it. And 36 years on, this is an album I could come back to, gladly play the whole thing and enjoy it. Same with their whole catalog. So
can I ask you a question, Rich?
What?
Can you buy it on vinyl?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, they just reissued their entire catalog. So this should be a fairly recent. I have an original, and then this was a Record Store Day issue, and they did 3 years in a row of Record Store Day issues. But then only in the last year, I think they've reissued their entire catalog. So definitely a good one there. And I want to put this bug in your ear because I was finally able to get this album. Thank you, Ben Rankins, for putting this in my head. Like, yes, I keep forgetting about this band that I always wanted to try them, and that's Radio Birdman. Punk out of Australia from about the same era as the Ramones. This is 74 to 78. And dare I say, I like Radio Birdman better than I like the Ramones.
Whoa, that's swearing on you, right? Okay.
And I don't know that you're alone in that. I don't know that I am with you completely on that, but that's a fantastic album and they're a fantastic band.
And I have a feeling, because I found this was easy to get hold of. I found it from a distributor that I've worked with on eBay a lot. And I think they've finally reissued this in enough quantity that it's not selling out every time it gets put out there. I think I got this in the neighborhood of like $25 for a double album with a lot of songs on here. There is a good probably 30 some songs on a double album. And everything is good. Radio Birdman versus Ramones. They win. So
I have Radio Appears, the first one, and again, I'll give you one A and one B. How's that? Is that fair? Maybe, but yeah, if you don't know them, they are certainly one to check out because somewhat known. And those that know, right?
Yeah, they're one of those bands that how did they not take over the punk scene of that era?
Yeah,
they were known in Australia and they had feelers out in different countries, but they never caught on. I will never understand that. Yeah, and I just don't know if they couldn't get a label in the States or in the UK or something to release their stuff. But it is absolutely excellent, and it just stomps all over a lot of different punk from that era that I've heard. I love that compilation.
Good stuff. Write it down, Chris. Just order it.
I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch this tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, right, okay. I got a few here. I've got quite a few actually, but I'll just show a few. The Cars. Picked up a couple months ago. I've got so I started off with the Cars greatest hits, and then Steve Carlson said, "Well, you need to get this because it's pretty much the album you need to get." So I got the Cars, Delaney and Bonnie live, Delaney, Bonnie and Friends on tour with Eric Clapton. This one, really enjoy this. Richard's gonna piss his pants when I show this because every time I show this band, he always comments, goes, "That's the best one to get." It's Embrace.
That's the best one to get.
Out of nothing. So
and the one after it. The one after that's really good too.
You know how much of a kick I'm on with Embrace at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, for pressing wise, come on, mate.
There you go. Very
nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
For anybody in the vinyl community, that's orgasmic. When it comes to pressing. Picked this up this weekend. I'm a massive fan of this artist. Joe's gonna go, "Oh, here he goes again." It's Katie Tunstall, and this is called Nut. Just to emphasize the point, I don't think I've picked an album tonight that's got a gatefold.
I was going to say that looked like it, but it's not. Yeah, there's some stuff going on inside, but it's not a gatefold. That's okay.
So, Kim on Green, it's not Eye of the Telescope. It's going to take some beating on that one, but really enjoy this. Played this a few times this weekend.
Nice.
And if we're going to finish on one of the most successful British bands of all time, Richard has got this on vinyl. It's the Stereophonics.
Gee, I wonder where I got that from.
I know. I wonder. Make me laugh, make me cry, make 'em wait. Sunday morning album.
Very much a Sunday morning album.
On pink vinyl. Joe, I will try and get this over to you. I think you will really enjoy this. It's think this is nothing like the Stereophonics, is it, Rich? Nothing
Nope.
at all.
100%. Yeah,
Cool.
true.
Very nice.
So there are my choices. Add up other phonics in. What can I do at this point? It's like,
Yeah. Nice. All right. I'm going to do a couple here. This is new. This is Muse. This is their new one.
Yeah.
And I like it. It's good. It's different, and it meanders is not the right word, but it changes a little bit from song to song. They don't stick to typical Muse. But my son suggested that I get it, and I'm glad that I did. It's pretty decent. I like it. This is just a good Canadian band. They were out on tour, not to be confused with Rush. They are a 3-piece Canadian band, but it's Triumph. It's just one that I didn't have by them that I picked up. This has what's on here? Somebody out there. So it was one of those where they'd kind of waned a little bit in their exposure or whatever. Then they came back with this. So good stuff, and incredibly crazily good copy of it for being 20 plus years old. This just because it's one of the few Obies that I've got. So Deep Purple, 24 karat purple, one that I picked up in the last little while. It's got it's kind of a best of from back in the day, but really I got it for the Obi because I've got all the Deep Purple albums anyway. I think I showed this one, but I'm not positive, so I'll talk about it quick. Good band out of Canada, Billy Talent 2. This one is not a reissue for a very long time. Finally came around, but I'm pissed at them. Canadian band. They did 2 dates in Canada on the anniversary of this album, and they played it in its entirety, and they played Toronto and Montreal. So I love you, Billy Talent, but screw you, Billy Talent. Go to hell, Billy Talent. I'm not sure that they're watching. And I just have a couple more. Again, a band I've talked about a lot lately, but I just want to make sure that if you don't know who Social Distortion is, that you do. This is Born to Kill. I've talked about it lots. There's the pink one. There's a green one in there too. And they are fantastic. And that sounds a lot like they always sound. And lastly, but not leastly, a band that is, seeing as we're kind of wrapping up with some of our favorite bands, I'm going to do the same. I've talked about being on holidays, and Joanne and I take off on a nice road trip tomorrow. The end of that road trip is going to see, for likely the last time, band AC/DC. I said the last time was going to be the last time.
He says that every time.
Yeah, I know, but really, I honestly think this is my take on what will happen. And they still sounded great a couple years ago, and I think they're going to sound okay. It's still going to be Angus playing the guitar, and it's still going to be Brian singing, etc. So I'm happy. I know the set list a little bit is going to be good. It's going to be fantastic. And I really do think it will be the last time in North America. I think what they'll do is maybe next year, one trip around Australia to the big cities, and that will be the end of it. There'll be a big one in Sydney or something to end off the last AC/DC show. That's just my guess. And then I've talked about it before. These guys are opening for them. I'm very much looking forward to this. This is a phenomenal album. This is a great rock and roll album. This being the Pretty Reckless and Dear God. I know Chris is a fan, and I'm looking forward to the last time of one of my favorites, if not my favorite, and I'm looking forward to the first time seeing one of my new favorites, which is the Pretty Reckless. Taylor is an interesting young lady, but has a hell of a voice, and they write good songs. So I think it's going to be a pretty phenomenal show. Plus, I'm going with Joanne and my 2 boys, so you can't go too far wrong seeing one of your favorite bands, one of your new favorite bands, and going with people you love. You can't. Sure. If they all sound like shit, it'll still be fun, but they won't, so it'll be good.
I will say this. Can you imagine AC/DC in the Sphere?
Yeah, it'd be a possibility. There's talk of Rush going to the Sphere as well, which would be interesting. I think maybe I said that earlier already. So there's still, you don't get me started on the Sphere. We've got another hour of me babbling on. There's this couple came into the store. Quick, I'll tell the story. They came into the store on Friday. First time they were in. She had a U2 at the Sphere shirt on. So we talked literally 45 minutes about the Sphere, maybe half an hour, and then some other shows. But we talked about U2 and the Sphere itself as a venue. Because I haven't had a chance to talk to a lot of other people that have seen a show there, a few, but that was kind of cool. I guess anyway, it was just cool. So
let's just quickly wrap this up. Let's go to the comments real quick. I know Christopher is in the peanut gallery.
Yes.
So
I do it. Hey
Yeah.
guys, Chris from the AV Room. Another
Hey,
great
mate.
channel. If you're not watching Chris's channel, you should, because it's some really, really good stuff. So make sure you do that. The AV Room, Chris, and then the old Edmund growing up in Michigan. Yep, historical. It has Michigan flavor to it, or it has Michigan parts and pieces to it. I think it started in Duluth, Minnesota, I think is where that ship took off. Anyway, it's a whole story that you can read about. And then just caught the San Antonio show, Texas, on YouTube. They still got it. AC/DC is going to be AC/DC. You know what you're going to get. As long as they play a whole lot of Rosie, I'm good, and I'm fairly certain that they will, because they think they've played it since that song came out. I think it's been in. Yeah, you're welcome. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, man. I love your
Yeah.
channel. It's good stuff.
I'll send you the PayPal details for that, Chris.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
This has been amazing tonight. I say this every week, but it's been fantastic. We'll go through the panel real quick. Joe, you due for a video tour of the new layout of the shop, mate? I keep plugging this to you. Come on, what's
I
going
know.
on?
Yeah, no, I will. And when I get back, I'm gonna make it a little bit more of what I want it to be. It's great right now, but you got to have a few posters and some stuff up on the walls and things like that. So I'll do something for the store. Plus, I've got another 1,000, like I said, another 1,000 albums waiting in the back that have to be cleaned and sleeved and put out too. So there'll be that when I get back. I'm out of shelves. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll come up with something. And then on top of that, there was a young man in the other day, a friend of a friend. There is a unbelievably good collection that is coming up that will be for sale, that hopefully we're going to be a part of. The gentleman that owned it is who turned me on to Radio Birdman, actually. So there you go. So that gives you a bit of an idea. Local shop owner, photographer, really good guy, passed unfortunately. And so the time is coming up to deal the collection. So that's all in the next little while. So I'm going to go take a holiday before I get to any of that, though. So
yeah, so Joe's going to take a break for a bit.
Yeah.
So you
and
will be missed.
go and watch Jeopardy, because despite the fact that I kind of screwed it up at the end, it's still a great episode. And if I wouldn't have told anybody, most wouldn't have even known that I was screwed up. But go and watch it, because it's good. And it's a nice finale for those that have been partaking in it and those that have watched. So yeah, go and do that. Go and look for that on my channel.
I will put a description down below for Joe's channel and Richard, so you can check them out. Go and watch Jeopardy. I'm on there. I've lost every round. But Richard, you've done quite a few videos. You've been traveling, that kind of stuff. What's coming up on the channel, mate?
Well, I just did the MGK overview, talked about some new things I picked up there and my impressions of that amazing experience. It is something to do if you're in this whole VC world. Channel-wise, I'm finishing up my A to Z Vinyl Revisited, looking at albums I haven't played, older albums that I haven't played in years and years. I'm on W now, so almost finished with that. Don't know where I'm going to go after that. Talking to a few people this morning, it's like, what do I do next? So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, that's what's going on my channel right now.
I'm, as you know, a massive fan of what you've been doing from the start. I just watching you going, this guy's got everything. Like, it's like even the stuff I've never heard of. It takes me like 2 hours to watch it because I'm streaming. I just gotta pause it and then stream it. But yeah, Richard's got an amazing channel. Go and subscribe to him. How we haven't got 1,000 subscribers is beyond me. But
I think it's Liz's favorite channel. I think, right? Isn't
it is.
So.
Thank you, Liz.
So for myself, trying to think. I'm going to Swansea. I done a video on a record shop a few months ago with my mate John, and they've opened a new one. So I know I said this last week that I was going to go, but I went to record fair and it all went to shit. But I ended up picking up records. But my plan is to go to Swansea. He's got a two-story building full of records. So I think that's going to be the plan. So I'm going to have to save some money.
Yeah.
Stop buying records, Chris. But I do enjoy going to these record shops and promoting them and seeing what they got and supporting local record shops and experiencing the smell of dead people's skin on used vinyl.
Correct.
Yes, go and support your local record shop. It's good.
Yeah, I saw a great antique and collectible shop. It was called Dead People's Stuff.
That's brilliant.
I should if I ever open a record shop, I'm gonna call it that.
Dead People's Stuff. That's
Dead
right.
people stuff. So thank you for coming on here tonight, Richard. I always love having you on, mate.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You always bring good music on and stuff that's going to cost me a shitload of money. Thank you, sir.
It's my job.
Joe, as usual, thank you for being the co-host. You take a lot of pressure off me, and I really do appreciate it. And I'm just going to say this now. I don't say this very often, but especially with two of you on right now, you've been such good friends to me and such support to me over the last couple of years, and I just want to say thank you. So,
right back at you, brother.
Yep.
Everybody's left comments tonight. Everybody's going to watch us later. I really do appreciate it. I will put a link down below for Joe's record shop kind of channel. Go and check it out. It takes you behind the scenes. He's really good at what he does. Richard is fantastic on his videos. He shows you stuff that you've never heard of and you end up buying. He's really good at recommendations, and two top guys to have. Honestly, now go and subscribe to them. They're brilliant. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments. I really do appreciate it. And from me, Joe, and Richard, we will see you sometime in the future. Au revoir.